Okay. Yes, y'all. It's 2024. We're back at it again with another episode on What Anna Said podcast. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is our first episode of the new year.
That's right.
We're here in 2024.
Yes.
We want to say Happy New Year
Happy
to all
New
our
Year's.
listeners, whether you're on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. Welcome and thank you for joining us on the fun ride that we're about to take. New year, new episodes. So,
New me.
Oh, new you. Okay, let's just jump right into that. So tell us what's new about you in 2024.
Well,
We don't know.
we don't know yet. We don't know because the year just started. So we will see what the year has to bring.
Okay. Well, talking about new year, new you. I know that in the new year, everyone starts their new year resolutions. That's right.
That's right.
The New Year resolutions, I know number one that probably everyone has is fitness.
Oh,
this
yes.
is the time that the gyms are full.
That is right.
People are purchasing, equipment for working out, workout
Yes.
clothes, all of those things.
All
The water
aesthetics
bottles
that go with it.
right?
Mhm.
Everything that goes with it, and so that's a part of the New Year's resolution. Do y'all have any goals for this new year?
You
don't? All right. This is going to be a short episode.
you know what? My New Year's goal this year is to be able to give birth naturally. I know we've mentioned that before, and just with my previous births and pregnancy and high risk. So that's my biggest goal this year, is be able to birth naturally and have a safe delivery, and for my health, to take care of my health heading to my pregnancy and then after as well, to take care of my health.
That's a good goal. What are the steps that you plan on taking in order to make sure that you'll be able to reach that goal?
That's a good question, Anna. Thank you for asking that question. So the steps I plan on taking is healthier meals, healthier options. Maybe instead of a soda, I can drink a healthier soda. Maybe not a healthier soda, but
Sparkling water,
just a sparkling water, maybe,
go back
or something.
And look into things that you can do.
I think so. I think that's just some things I need to look more into. But my goals for now, so I'll be working on those.
And the thing also is that this is a goal that you can have even after pregnancy.
That's right. Exactly.
You can still make healthier choices, even when you're not carrying a baby.
Thank you, Anna. You're definitely correct.
Thank you, Kim, for sharing your goal for 2024. I know for me, my goal, it's going to be the same goal that I have for 2023 that didn't get accomplished.
Wow.
Sometimes that happens. After having Sienna, that was a tough time.
So in 2023, you had your fifth baby.
That's right, Anna.
And so you had a goal in 2023, and so becoming pregnant, you did not get to reach that goal.
That is right. I wanted to run a half marathon for my 30th birthday. I did turn 30 last year. That was something that I wanted to do for myself, as a celebration for going into that third decade.
She's always talking about running marathons, and me and Anna just always look the other way.
Yes.
Unfortunately. So I have to do it on my own. But yes, I didn't get to do that. Even though I was pregnant last year, it was still a goal. I still wanted to do it. But with being due and having Sienna in August, I just couldn't make it happen. It was too hot. I think I set a really high expectation for myself, but that's just what I do. So we're going to go ahead and move that to 2024. That's going to be my goal for this year, to be able to run that half marathon by the middle of 2024. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's something that you can definitely do. And also what I want to say is that do not lower your expectation just because you didn't reach that last year.
Amen.
Keep those expectations high, keep your goals high. And the only thing that you did was give yourself excuses, because I know you can do that. You could have done that pregnant.
I definitely could have.
Right. And so this year, maybe you could make a goal to stop making excuses.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a great one, because I do make a lot of excuses.
I'm just kidding.
But that is right. That's another one of my main, a step to getting to my goal is don't make the excuse.
Right.
Don't make the excuses.
Right.
We learned last year you know, although I had Sienna, so she was so fussy and colicky. I couldn't let that be an excuse of not being able to get together and podcast or make the time for editing or you know, the daily life things.
Yes. And we also learned last year that our excuses can also be the reason that we do it.
That's right.
And so
we can turn it around.
Exactly. Speaking of things that we learned last year,
wait a minute. Anna, you want to fast forward and skip your goal, okay, for 2024?
I'm just kidding. Well, I have a lot of goals for 2024. There are so many goals that I have personally, in my family, spiritually, you know, physically, just so many goals. I think that one of the goals that I do have on my list is to so you do have a goal, or I do have goals. I do have goals.
I'm just kidding. You're trying to find that
I'm trying to find which one should I.
Right.
But share. I do have a goal. One of my goals for this year is actually to show up more in the ways that matter the most to me. So to show up more for my family with my husband and my whoa, not
she's been a business gal.
Yes,
okay,
so
busy.
Right. So, you know, this year I did go back to work after being a stay-at-home mom. So I've really been fully dove into that, and
I cannot wait. I'm just gonna
I love it here. No, I love when I get cut off. It's so fun. It's so fun for me.
So sorry, but I definitely cannot wait to look forward to the next episode that we can discuss how it was to go from being a stay-at-home mom for several years.
For sure.
Back into
that's coming soon field. For sure. Yes.
But go ahead and finish, Anna.
Yes. So my goal this year is to devote a lot more of my time to the priorities in my life. So that is my family, and just to take time to be present in those spaces. So that is a goal that I have for this year. And thank you so much for making sure that I share that on here so that you guys can keep me accountable, and our listeners as well, that these goals that we keep to them. So when you see Kim pick up a donut, you guys can go ahead and, hey Kim, didn't you say you wanted to give birth naturally? Don't you?
As long as it's not a whole box of donuts.
Right.
Wow.
Balance.
Is that what you're doing right now?
Well, no, I did just have a tray of cookies, but
okay. Speaking of 2023, I know that now in the new year, we all have goals that we want to pursue, that we look forward to achieving. What are some goals that you had in the last year, Kim, that you achieved, that you knew that you wanted to achieve? Any milestones that you had in the last year that you want to share with us?
Yes. So last year I did achieve something pretty huge to me, and it was teaching for a whole year as an extreme instructor. So that was definitely a big accomplishment. Just going into being a fitness instructor and what it has taught me and what it has shown me, the behind the scenes of preparing for class, finding, the music choice, putting the playlist together, loading all the speakers and things that I need, the steps, take it to the class, load them back up, take them home, just everything that had to do with that. And even, there were times where people didn't come to class. There were many times where it was just me and my kids, and we didn't give up. We kept pushing, we kept striving, and till this day, we do have a good amount in our class now, and they have faithfully been showing up, and I'm just grateful that I didn't quit, that I didn't stop, and that I kept pushing on. So I'm very proud. That's one of my biggest accomplishments, is just reaching a whole year of teaching.
Yes, you did a really great job. I know that you found something that you were so excited about in STEP, yes. Especially something that kept you active, exactly. That encouraged you to get out there and get physical and do something towards your health. And seeing you choose to become an instructor and get certified so that you could also show others something that you were passionate in and bring others on board, especially in our community.
Oh, yes.
With health not being something that is so important to us.
Right.
And, coming from an island, and you trying to get everyone try to make everyone aware and just share that with others. It's been really fun to watch you grow in that area as an instructor, and to keep going, especially when sometimes you were the only one that showed up for class.
Yes.
And you kept pushing through that and being faithful to it, and now having your group that you guys meet consistently.
That's right.
And consistency is key. So I've seen you do just that, be consistent in the last year. I can't wait to see what you're going to do in 2024.
Thank you, Anna.
I'm proud of you for that. So
Thank you. Yes.
really good job. Really good job with
Yes.
that. That was something for me to learn from too, watching you do that. So great job putting yourself out there.
Thank you, Anna, for sharing that, and commending Kim on persisting, or for having that persistence of showing up each day.
Oh yeah.
But that is also how we know that this is Kim's thing, okay? Because how many times have we tried to get together,
Tired of her, girl.
or we're going somewhere and she's like, oh, I have my step class at this time,
Yes.
so I gotta go.
Right.
Like, she'll find any way
Yeah.
to get
She-
to that
yeah,
class.
she wasn't
and
missing
show
class.
up. Right.
Mhm.
Like, okay, no one's showing up to your class, but go
Right.
ahead. I'm just
Like,
kidding.
okay, girl, you won't be the only one there, but,
No, but that's how you know, like, this is your thing.
yeah.
So I'm so excited for you. And yes, that's something for me as a big sister that I look up to. My little sister Kim, persisting through and just
Yes.
continuing to show up, even when no one
Yes.
comes. Like, she never, even on the cold days, because you had your classes outside
Yes.
for a while.
She started outside. That's
yes,
right.
and so it was just something really cool to see. Like, I'm here chilling in bed with my prego belly. I mean, I did show up to some of your classes while pregnant, but just
Can we just say how hard it is in Texas, first of all,
Oh.
to get people to come outside
exactly
in the summer and in the winter, in
Mhm.
all those times,
right,
and to encourage people to care enough about their health to want to
Right.
come outside
exactly
in the Texas heat. So you had your challenge set for you,
Mhm.
and you definitely persevered, and you broke through all those challenges victoriously.
Way to
So
go!
great job, Kim.
Congratulations on that 1
Mhm.
year.
Mhm.
Thank you, sisters. Thank you.
And for you, Sally, what are some milestones of yours that, or even things that you didn't know that was a goal until you achieved it, or anything like that that you may have had in 2023?
I had to take time to think about what were those resolutions that I set up for myself for 2023. The only main one would be the half marathon, but also birthing unmedicated again for the 5th time.
Another
Yeah.
homework.
And making sure that I myself was holding myself accountable on
Mhm.
being healthy so that I could birth at home,
That's right.
so that I don't have any type of complication or
Yeah.
any risk that would get me transferred to the hospital. So that I guess would be one of the other goals that I had.
Well, I mean, it's not, I guess it was something that you had. It was a big responsibility.
Yes.
You had to take care of your body
Mhm.
so that you could bring this baby unmedicated naturally into the world in a setting where there wasn't anything in place for emergencies, I guess you could say, other than the midwife and whoever helped her. But you had to make sure that you were on the ball when it came
Yes.
to your blood pressure, when it came to your sugar levels.
Yes, on the blood pressure.
Exactly.
Yes, because
So-
with pregnancy, I really craved sweet stuff.
Yes.
And so one of the main things that I craved was Twix.
Yeah.
And I had to hold back.
Yes.
Okay.
You really showed a lot of restraint. For me, when I'm pregnant or through all my pregnancies, I had no kind of self-control. There was no way that I could stop myself. When you're craving something, you need it, and you are an insane woman until you get what you're craving.
That's
so
right.
To see you deny those pleasures and deny the things that you wanted, because it really spoke to me, because I saw that, wow, you really care about this baby so much that you're willing to not take in any of the things that you're not supposed to, candy, sweets, or
Yes, because I wanted to eat a
salts
whole
or-
bag.
right.
Because when I would be craving a Twix bar,
Yeah.
instead of my husband picking up one bar, he's giving me a whole bag.
Yeah.
Right, because
Of
he's
Twix
like,
bars.
take
He's a sweet
have
tooth, yes.
as much as you
He's
want.
like, please, let's
Right.
calm the dragon.
Yeah, so,
I definitely had to learn to just have one, or I don't know. I had to figure it out.
right, but you did it, and you were
Yes.
able to. I mean, that's a huge goal, and you
Mhm.
were able to do that successfully.
Yes. Another goal was also, spiritually,
Yes,
studying the word, and
yes,
we can all agree that we all grew together
yeah.
in regards
definitely.
to our women's fellowship.
Yes.
That's another goal. We made it
Yes,
to
we
one
did.
whole
That's
year.
right.
Yes, we did.
So
Yes, we did. We made time. We set aside time just to get
yes.
together
At first, it
and
was
fellowship.
tough.
It was.
Okay,
Right.
let's talk about that.
Yes.
It's Man, it's always tough. The things that are worth it in this life, it's always tough because there's so many excuses and you can use so many reasons to justify why you're not doing something.
Definitely could have.
But at the end of the day, you can use that same reason to justify why you should do it, why it is important, why it does matter. And everything that's worth it is never easy.
Yes. Do you guys see the theme here? No excuses.
No
Just
excuses.
do it.
Just do it. I think that I can speak for all of us when I say that a milestone that we've had for this year was setting up this podcast, was starting, because we
Yes.
said no excuses.
Because how many times have we started and not posted anything?
Exactly. There are many videos that we actually have intro videos of us. Hey, we're the Kasitati sisters. Welcome.
had a
We're the
jingle.
Kasitati sisters.
Let's
It's never been put up. So
Because there was always excuses about
there was.
we don't
There
have
really
the
was.
equipment. Look at
It's
us.
not perfect.
Yes.
It's not up to my standard.
Exactly. And that's why it never went up. And finally last year we decided, you know what? Stop making any excuses.
Right. If this is really something that you
And
want to
just do it.
then stop letting you get in the way of that.
Exactly.
And that's exactly why we're here, why we're starting off, why we have two mics and the
Mhm.
three of us are sharing it,
Exactly.
because it is
Yes.
what it is. So whatever goal that you have this year, whether it's fitness, whether it's something that's been on your mind for the longest time and you just haven't had everything that you needed to get started,
That's right.
start it. Let us encourage you right now to
Yes.
just start it. Just go ahead and do it, because you will learn as it goes. It will just
Exactly.
develop into what it's supposed to be. Maybe you're not supposed to have 3 mics. Maybe you're, maybe
Right, we don't all need to be talking over each other.
That's
maybe
right.
we don't need to be in a studio. Maybe your backyard was exactly where you needed to for that idea to take off. But whatever it is, please start. Please don't hold back.
That's right.
Whatever gift that you have, the world is waiting for it, and the world
That's
is
right.
waiting to benefit from it. Share it. And
Exactly.
share it with everybody. So go ahead and start that thing now.
Exactly. And the only way to know if you're going to be successful at it is by failure. The only way to know is by trying. And if you
Trial
fail,
and error.
try and try again. Don't give up. That is how we see entrepreneurs and people who created TVs, the cars, everything. They keep trying. They don't give up the first time, the second time. They keep doing it till they achieve it.
And I think, thank you, Kim. I think it's a beautiful thing to see those who step into whatever their dream is or whatever their vision is and get to see their gifts come to life.
Right.
Like them exercising out whatever they're gifted
Yes.
at. I think it's so cool. And I love, for me, I'm always, if you follow me on social media or I follow you, I'm always typically commenting and I'm
You
always
do?
engaging
You do.
with others. Like whether I know you or not, I
You
don't
do.
follow you just to follow you. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
engage. I am going to
Root for you.
root for you, support you, share about your
Yes,
business or
yes.
whatever. And I think that's a beautiful thing for everyone to do.
And also, just touching on what Kim said about the only way to do it is through your failures. Even changing that word around, instead of failures, these are steps. Maybe
Yes.
it took,
I love that.
instead of 10 failures before the 11th one was successful, it just took 11 steps for you to get to that successful place. So get those steps out of the way now. Get them out of the way.
Basically practicing.
Right. Yes. Practice makes perfect. So just do it. Just do it, man. Nike knew what they were saying when they said that. Just do it.
Yes.
Well, I know me and Anna, I know that me and Sally have mentioned our biggest accomplishment or milestone last year in 2023. So I wanted to ask Anna, what was her biggest accomplishment that you accomplished last year, or your biggest milestone that you're the proudest of?
Yes. That's when I shared about the podcast. I shared that was the milestone for all of us. But I guess if you're
Yes.
asking me by myself personally, right? Because if you want to put me in the spot, that's fine. So
Yes.
one of my biggest milestones from the last year would be probably, I don't know if it's a milestone, but maybe a something that I didn't plan and ended up doing was going back to work. That was something that I thought wouldn't come as soon as it did. Even though I was a stay-at-home mom for 10 years, I thought I would be a stay-at-home mom for 5 or 10 more years,
Yes.
honestly, until I went back to work. But then the way that things just fell into place, and I ended up at a place that I really love, and I and in a place that I feel so valued, and a place that I love waking up in the morning and going to work. So that was something that was a big milestone for me, is just being able to just being able to not return to work until it was something that was perfect for where I am now today. And so that was huge for me, because it took a lot for me to go from talking just to children every day to now talking to adults in a corporate setting.
Right.
And I shared this with my sisters, that it took me a long time to fight the urge when I'm talking on the phone at work to not say, okay, love you, bye. Because the only people I ever talked to for the longest time were my family, my husband, my children. So I'm always, okay, love you guys, bye, on the phone. And so that was something that I had to learn when I was at work, to make sure I'm not saying I love you to random people on the phone.
Yeah, that's right.
The thing about Anna, especially from a little sister standpoint, growing up, I've always been, like our podcast, it's what Anna said, right? So when I found out that Anna would be returning back to work, I just knew she was going to take off. Okay, she
always does
flourish.
She always
so when
does.
she said that she ended up with a job that she really loves, I was like, of course she did. Okay,
of course.
But I mean, it's not. It's definitely a beautiful. The way that it all happened is definitely a God thing. A beautiful thing that God has orchestrated for Anna and her family, and this position that she's in.
Oh yes.
But it's funny because Anna doesn't really like the attention. She doesn't really like the praise. She doesn't like anyone putting her up on a pedestal.
That's right. That's why we made her sit in the middle.
Yay, Anna, and or Anna's so cool. Oh, Anna's
she
the
just
best,
wants to hide under a rock.
The best. And I know growing up, I always wanted to work under Anna. So hopefully one of these days, hopefully she's going to be there for years to come. I don't know what's in store.
Maybe we'll both go over there. No, but yes.
She definitely flourishes. And
she does. And I just wanted to commend Anna, because I know, being a stay-at-home mom myself, I couldn't imagine going back to work. Like Anna said, how I would literally be crying, missing my kids, wishing, please fire me so I can go back home.
Yes.
That is how I think. Fire me, I won't survive. Okay. I'm such a stay-at-home mom that I don't see myself in a workplace. But I just want to commend Anna, because I know it takes a lot, especially definitely as moms, the moms that have to work, or work
be away from home.
And be away from their kids in that time. I know that there's a lot of sacrifices that come with that. So yeah, just want to commend Anna. You're doing such a great job.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. So thank you. So
told y'all she has a hard time.
Okay, so thank you guys for that. It definitely was a challenge to go back. It was a challenge to not think about anything that had to do with little kids for 10 hours of the day and come home and remember who I was. But anyway, it's been a learning experience, something that I really value. Everything
You're
that I've
fast
learned.
learner, so
She is.
Well,
how to learn a lot. She can just open up a book. She already got it.
No.
She already got it done.
No. So anyway, but yes, that definitely was something.
Anna's cringing. That's why she's breaking down right now. Twitching.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next question. The next question that I had to.
That's what it is.
The next question that I have to ask is, what are some of your favorite memories from 2023?
Thank you, Anna. I'll go
Sorry,
first. Okay,
I already
Kim,
know
fine,
what
go
I already
ahead.
know what she's gonna say. Am I right? Yes.
We have
Yes.
the same favorite.
Florida. Yes. Oh my gosh,
Let me
that
go
is
first.
all of ours.
Or would you like to go
Okay,
first,
you can
Kim?
go first.
Thank you. What was it? A highlight or memory?
Your favorite memory.
Favorite memory
And
would
highlight.
be-
I mean,
favorite memory would favorite memory would definitely be Florida. Okay,
Yes.
there's nothing better than getting to get away from the hustle and bustle, the busyness of life,
love it.
and be under the same roof with my
Yes.
siblings and my
Yes.
nieces and nephews, my parents. It was the reason why it's always such a highlight for me is because we get to be under the same roof again.
That's right.
We get to wake up and
Exactly.
it's like the olden times.
It is like
the
growing
old
up.
ages.
That's right. But this time we have more little
We have
ones of
more
us.
little ones, but it's so fun to see them play along with each other and getting to see them enjoy the things that we didn't get to do. You know, I mean, we did, but to the extent of being with your aunties, your aunts and uncles, and you know, it's just a beautiful thing that we have created that tradition of going to Florida. I'm bummed that we won't be able to go all together this year.
I know,
because of the baby coming in the summer, but we will still get to be together and have fun. The thing is, what I really loved, I'm going all over the place. What I really loved was waking up in the morning and being able to see my sister and her husband in the kitchen cooking breakfast. We all take turns on who's going to cook what.
Exactly.
Or being able to say, hey, let's ditch the kids. You know, we lived there with my parents and we'll all just go out, you know, take a bike ride to across to the beach on the other end, or just go downstairs to the sound side where we were staying.
And when we went, you were really pregnant at that time. You didn't have Sienna yet.
Trimester.
Yes, because I remember waking up early. I think it's like 6, 7 in the morning, opening my blinds to like let the sun shine in, and I see a big pregnant person riding a bicycle coming down the street. And I'm like, where did she just come from?
I went to go watch the sunrise.
She did. She went to the other side on the Gulf side.
Yes. Everybody was asleep. I asked if anybody would want to go bike riding. Nobody was awake.
She loves being a dangerous girl.
So I went, I took the bike, I rode it all the way out to the Gulf side, and then tried to go down to the main area.
Yeah.
But on my way back, that's when I realized once again, I set my expectation way too high.
Yes. But that's definitely a favorite memory for all of us is our family vacation, especially when we go to Florida and
just anywhere with the beach.
Each family has either breakfast, lunch, or dinner. We rotate it. And I would say my favorite is my parents, because then they have a seafood dinner day. And I always look forward
every year.
I always look forward to that seafood boil.
Yes. So I can speak for all of us when I say our favorite memory of 2023 is our vacation time together. And that's something that we do every single year. We look forward to it every single year because we all take time away from our busy lives and we just spend it together under one roof. All of our children, our spouses, our parents, we get to fellowship with each other. We're away from social media, from our phones. We're away from the busyness of life, and we just get to really take in each other. And we get to see our children hanging out with each other. We get to see our husbands hanging out with each other. It's just so fun with our siblings and our brother. So it's always such a good time. Even the road trip is so fun.
It is.
And I look forward to it every single year. So 2024 is going to be fun for us too. That's probably going to be our next favorite memory. But yes, that definitely was a highlight of 2023 for me, because as our kids get older, they will only want to be more independent. And so these times are really so special because they look different every year. Our vacations are going to look different every year.
Every time we look at those pictures.
Right. And the older they get, they grow up so fast. So the older they get, the more we're cherishing this time.
Yes. Before they become all teenagers.
Because those teen years are knocking at my door right now. So speaking of 2023, what are some priorities that you had in the last year, and how did they change over the year? Maybe they started off, and you had a specific goal or you had a specific priority, and it changed in the last year just because things happen in life, changes come. And so did you guys experience anything like that in 2023?
Priority, I mean, the only thing I can think of or go back to is wanting to run that half marathon. Okay, because even though I had Sienna in August, it was still a goal. I just pushed it back farther. Instead of having to run it in June, I was like, okay, at least by the end of the year I'll be able to run it. But it changed because when she was born, she was very colicky, and it was something that I had never handled in my life, even though I'm a mother of 5 now. That 5th baby threw a curveball, so I had to pivot. I had to adjust. I had to say, you know what, I cannot do that right now, but this is what we can do, and so just dealing with Sienna, making sure that she's okay, and just having to it felt kind of like a survival mode because
I
some
think
days
so.
just went into other days.
Yes.
It's one thing to have a newborn, but having a colic baby, it's something different. And
That's right. Because we've never experienced that before with any of
No.
our kids. So Sienna was definitely the 1st colicky baby.
Yes.
And to see you go through that season, it was pretty tough.
Yes, I kind of felt insane for some time because I was wondering, okay, am I just been a fake this whole time? Was I never a mother? That's what that's the vibe I was getting from raising Sienna. So now that she's 4 months old, about to be 5 months old, it's like I have a new baby. You know, I breastfed all the babies, so normally anytime they're fussy, I can just pop them on. But that's exactly how one of my priorities changed on wanting to reach that goal for the half marathon. I had to pivot. So as I said earlier, that's now my 2024 goal.
And that's something important, is learning how to pivot, because that's going to happen. That's something that is that you cannot avoid in life.
Nope.
You know, so change is inevitable.
Yes.
And so pivoting is so important. I know that when I started 2023, I went into it with the goal of expanding our business, because I'm in business with my father. And so with our business, we had goals that we wanted to expand it, and we wanted to do certain things. And as the year went on and learning new things, you know, our eyes were really open to new concepts and ideas, and not just, I mean, but like solid ideas, you know, tangible ideas and things that really changed our mindset. And as our mindset changed, it also changed the trajectory that our business was going. And so we had to pivot also. You know, maybe you wanted your business, or, you know, your family life, or whatever lifestyle, you wanted it to look like this. And you had all of these this, you know, you had all of the plans that I'm going to have it look like this, and I wanted to have this specific vibe, or this specific, reach this specific goal, or this specific number of in dollars, or a number in customers, or whatever. And then something huge comes and completely derails you off of the track that you're on, and for the better. Because now it has opened up my eyes to see, wow, this is a whole new path that we're going now. Instead of this that I had planned, I am now pivoting toward this different area in my life. So that's something also to keep in mind, that as you make your goals for 2024, things may come and you will need to pivot, and that's okay, because change is inevitable. You learn to adapt, and you continue to thrive.
Did you also learn that change is inevitable because you work for an airline, and you can always expect changes?
You can always. So that's so funny that you brought that up, because in my interview process, when I went and they, you know, they asked about, you know, your qualities or whatever, and I did say that. I said in the aviation industry, the only constant is change. And so you have to be adaptable. You have to be versatile.
And that applies to real life.
Applies to real life. Applies to real life. And Kim,
thank you, Anna, for explaining that so beautifully, and then also encouraging our listeners as well that sometimes you do have to pivot.
Exactly. Sometimes you do have to pivot, and it's required. And sometimes your journey is harder because you don't know how to pivot, or you're resisting.
Wow, you're talking about me, huh?
You're resisting what the changes that need to happen. And so with the pivoting, Kim, were there any unexpected challenges that you had in 2023? And if so, how did you overcome them in your life?
Thank you, Anna. Some unexpected challenges in my life I definitely went through in the year 2023 was that I had no control over my life. That, you know, I was going into things, and things were happening because of my actions, or the way that I was starting to be. And there was a lot of things that I learned in that year, and it was because of the person that I was turning out to be. And I really didn't like that person, because that person really wasn't me. You know, it wasn't who you guys grew up with. It wasn't your little sister. It wasn't just the person I knew God created me to be. And I knew the only way to change, the only way to overcome, you know, this thing in my life was really to give everything that was on my platter and give it to God. That was really it. So that was one thing that was my biggest challenge, was trying to do things on my own
Mhm.
and learning that lesson in a very hard way, and knowing that the only way to overcome this hardship was by giving it all to God.
Mhm.
And I thank God that I overcame it,
Mhm.
because it was really crazy. But I really thank God that I was able to overcome it and just have such a supportive family that was there to uplift me and encourage me, and also just to pray over me.
Mhm.
So that was my hardest challenge.
Mm. Thank you for sharing that with us. I know that that's hard to go back into, you know, especially
Yes.
something that you have already overcome.
Yes,
But it's so good to see you on the other side of that.
that's
I
right.
know that, you know, that's why Carrie Underwood said, "Jesus, take the wheel.
Yes, and he
Take
did.
it from my hands.
Please.
I'm driving into the wall
Because
right
I
now.
was,
Right.
I was past the wall,
My car has no more wheels
in the ditch.
Right. So that's you know, that's what happens when we want to take control sometimes.
Exactly.
And then we start seeing the consequences of our
Mhm.
actions, and we start seeing the effects of the way that we have been maybe treating people, even treating ourselves.
That's right.
And it gets ugly.
Yes.
And then, you know, just right.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
I mean,
you know, you just going through that, and then
Yes.
also that was your challenge, and the way you
Yes.
overcame it was allowing God to take over,
exactly.
and just having exactly
Mhm.
allowing Him to take over that whole
That's right.
situation. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes, you're welcome.
I
Nat.
didn't know that your answer was going to go deep in there.
Yeah, sorry,
But
sorry
no,
to our
no,
viewers.
but
I
that's
just
but that's but that's great. Thank you so much for being honest with your
Yes.
challenge, because we might have some listeners that have challenges in their life right now,
Yes.
something that they may be going through, and they also need to, just like Carrie Underwood said, Jesus, take the wheel, take it from my hands. Okay. So thank you so much for sharing that. Sally, did you have any challenges? Well, actually, I know that you had a challenge. It's been coming up so much. For those of you that have joined us since the beginning of on our first episode of What Anna Said podcast, we had Sienna on many of those episodes. And so Sienna is tonguing for challenges. No, I'm kidding.
Might as well.
No, Sienna, my beautiful niece Sienna, my little angel niece Sienna, she has been the one to give her mama the biggest challenge of 2023, especially being colic and just all of that. And Sally just having to really get a lot, like she really got her lesson in patience this year. And I'm sorry, in 2023. Seeing her having to have the patience to sit with a baby who was uncomfortable in all the hours of the night and just having no sleep, and Sienna having to go with you everywhere,
Yes.
even to record our episodes, even work with you.
Yes.
Just Sally does work from home, and so Sienna is the one that's actually emailing clients back. No,
That's right.
but yes, I've seen that was a challenge for you.
Yes, and every time I talk about it, I always get this feeling in my gut, like it's just so uncomfortable to talk about. But it's a great thing to go through and realize that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because in that moment of having Sienna being really colicky, we did try a lot of different things. I learned to take out dairy, so that was something hard. You know, while I was pregnant with her, I'm already trying not to eat too much sweets and handle my blood pressure.
Now she's here, and you have to
Now
change
she's
your
here,
diet
and I have
again.
to change my diet again. So took out the dairy, kind of helped out with her colic. Tried to do the bottle. She wouldn't take the bottle. I mean, there was just so many things that I had to learn with Sienna compared to my other children. That was really a really trying time for me. There's a lot of and this time as well was the longest time that my husband Kie had taken off of work to help out with the kids.
All hands on deck.
All hands on deck. He would take the kids and they're in their room, and I feel like I never saw my husband in those 4 months, because he definitely had to take on the kids, you know, and then school started.
Yes.
So, I mean, I just felt like I was, you know, in the
Mhm.
ocean, in a wave, after another wave, like crashing on
Just
me.
drowning.
Yes, just drowning. And, you know, I'm just so thankful for a village of people, you know,
Yes.
for you guys encouraging me to
Mhm.
find other resolutions. I mean, you know, there was the subject of giving her formula, which
Right.
nothing against formula. I've just always been like, you know,
Yeah.
I want to breastfeed only.
Mhm.
But I even tried that, like trying
Yeah.
every single
Yeah.
thing to find a solution. And then even doing chiropractic adjustments, that helped out a little bit. But, it does get costly because I have
Yeah.
to take her at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Right.
And we don't even want to get into that with the money. But I had to find, I just had to... Every night I was praying, okay, holding this screaming baby who cannot be calmed down, feeling like a failure as
Yeah.
a mom because
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mhm.
this has never happened before. I mean, babies cry, but this baby cried nonstop. I mean, for
Yes.
hours upon hours.
Yes.
You can tell that she was.
And
in
this is baby
pain.
number 5. This is not like your
Yes.
first rodeo.
Exactly. So that's why I was like, I felt so fake.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was like, how could I be a mom? Because this is my reality. What am I in a
Right.
dream? So I thought, you're just going crazy at this moment. So I definitely had to take a lot of time out to pray and ask the Lord for patience, ask the Lord for peace, ask for peace over Sienna,
Mhm.
like just constantly praying. And then when she's finally silent, I'm like crying next to her.
Yes. Yes.
Trying to sleep, but at the same time, I'm just thanking the Lord that she's finally resting
right,
because
right.
I could tell she was in pain.
Yeah.
And so what really helped out was, of course, Village of People, you guys encouraging me. My sister-in-laws helped out as well. And then also Gia, my husband, taking off that extra time, even though we needed him to go back to work because he's already taken however many weeks. He definitely, it definitely helped to have him at home, to hold things down. And so,
well, with everything that you've been through, baby number 5 taking you on one and you overcoming that challenge, I can definitely say you are built for tough.
Oh, yes, she is. She's a bulldog. If you haven't known,
there's nothing else left for you to take on, I guess, in that department because you got
even though I had to take her everywhere, normally that's not an issue,
right?
But it's just because she would cry and fuss, and then I was like,
Yes.
you know what, I just have to go home,
Yes.
lay down with her and put her to sleep, or let her cry at home because everyone's looking at me.
Right, exactly.
But thank goodness we're past that.
Yes.
I am so happy she's at home. We're able to podcast without her. Like,
I know. Look at that. Look at us on the other
a
side.
breath of life. Yes. So any encouragement from that is that there is a light at the end of the
Yes,
tunnel.
it gets better.
Yes.
It gets
Because
better.
when you're in it, all you see is just darkness. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about postpartum depression on
Right.
top of that. I mean,
Right.
not that I had it, but
Right.
how you can easily
Oh
develop.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Because
Because it's so
Shout out.
challenging, and then to look at yourself and feel less than because
Sure.
I'm your mom. Why can't I console you? Why can't I help you?
Right, and your baby's in pain, and you're like,
Yes.
there's nothing else I can do.
Right. Right.
The pediatrician said
Yeah.
this is colic, and there's really
But
nothing for it. What?
We definitely prayed so many times for you guys, for your
Yes.
family, and it's so good to see you be able to just enjoy your baby now.
that's right.
Enjoy her, and she's just so happy, and she's just so no more colicky, no more of that, and just I mean she's a sweet potato baby now. She eats
Yes,
sweet potato for
yes.
lunch, and it's just so good to red tomato.
Red tomato.
Red tomato was her nickname.
It
Because
was.
when she cries, her entire face is so red.
Yes.
And now she's eating sweet potatoes, and she's a sweet
Sweet
potato
potato.
baby now. So that definitely was a challenge. So, but you did good.
Yes.
Good job, girl.
What about you, Anna? What was a challenge that you have faced in 2023?
Definitely making the decision to go to work.
That's
I
right.
believe that was something that I had
Yeah.
thrown around in my mind. That was an idea that I had in my mind, maybe for one solid month before
Yes.
I committed to it.
Oh yes.
Because I knew what committing to it would mean for
exactly.
me, for my family, for my business, and so it was. There was many factors that had come up when making the decision to go back to work. Because as a stay-at-home mom, making 3 meals a day for my family
That's right.
and just taking care of the household,
Yes.
taking care of my children, because
Yes.
there's homework and there's just life things, day-to-day
That's
things
right.
that come up with your family, and just just doing all the things, all the
That's
mom
right.
things, all the wife things.
That's
And
right.
then also during my time when I was a stay-at-home mom, also with my business, just being there with my dad and being basically his shadow in the work
Yes.
that we do. And knowing that going to work would split my time in the place
Yes.
in these
Exactly.
things. So it was a huge thing. I the first day of work was really overwhelming for me. and I broke down in the in the
Yes.
parking lot. But that's just because, you know, when change comes,
Yes.
there's change. When change happens, you do not walk away unscathed. There is
Exactly.
always an effect. And so,
Mhm.
you know, me crying in the parking lot, that was just me shedding my cocoon and
Yeah.
going on to the next phase of life.
Turning into a
And
butterfly.
so that's exactly what
Mhm.
happened, and that's what needed to take place.
Yes.
And I knew it. I knew it when
Yes.
I was having a hard time walking into the office on my
Mhm.
first day. I knew that this was just right now. And
Yes.
sometimes you hold on to something so tight and you don't know the goodness that's waiting for you.
That's right.
And the faster you let go, the faster you can walk
Yes.
into that blessing. So
Exactly.
that's something that was challenging for me just because I made it challenging.
Mhm.
You know, as soon as I walked into the next chapter in my life, it opened up a blessing in all the areas that I was worried about, in my home area, in the business with my
Mhm.
father.
That's right.
And so, and even for me personally, in my
Mhm.
personal development, in my personal growth. So that challenge was a needed challenge. And
Yes.
one thing about our challenges that we've had in our life is that it's a refinement, you know,
Yes.
process. It's a
Oh,
refining
yes.
process, and all of us have come out stronger than that.
Yes.
And I hope that that is true for you too,
Yes.
and as our listeners, that the challenges in life that happen, that you have come out stronger from those
Mhm.
challenges, or you have built a character or characteristics that you have would not have gotten had you not gone
Exactly.
through those challenges. And just even for Sally, the patience
That's
that
right.
I've seen her develop, and even the thoughtfulness that she has,
Mhm.
and the thankfulness that she has towards her husband, because she got to
Yes.
see him step in for her in that moment, and she got to
Exactly.
lean on him whenever she was going through that with Sienna, and it forced her to lean on him
That's
for
right.
that support
That's
whenever
right.
she was going through that. You know, that challenge showed her that. And even in the challenge with Kim, that challenge forced her to see that she cannot do life with her at
Yes.
the controls, that she
Yes.
needs God, that she needs a savior,
Exactly.
that
Amen.
without him, you know, without him, it was just darkness. And she went
It
through a lot
was.
of that.
Yes.
Unfortunately, she went through that tough lesson, and that's something that, you know,
Yes.
now she knows. And not only
Yes.
does she know that, but she gets to share that truth with her children, with her husband,
Yes.
with her family, with her sisters, with the people around her, those who
Mhm.
witnessed her going through that.
That's
even
right.
even people who may not know you, or people who
Yes.
may not be your friend, but they see you going through that. That
Yes.
also is a testimony to them as well.
Oh, yes.
So all of the challenges that we face
Mhm.
in our life is something that can also build us up. And so
Exactly.
those things that happen, you know, we just want to encourage you guys as you guys go through that. If you have a situation right now that is unfavorable, you know, things that it may not look like it's going your way. Maybe you're like me. Maybe you're holding on to something and you have no idea how
Mhm.
good it is on
Yes.
the other side. If you just let go and walk
Mhm.
into this new season in your life, this new
Yes.
chapter, you have
That's
no
right.
idea the blessing that's
Speak,
waiting
Anna.
for you.
Mhm.
And so
You're right, girl. Keep going. Keep going.
anyway, this, I don't know what this is turning into, but really though, in all seriousness, really just everything in life is meant to build you up, to make you stronger. And so we just encourage you, whatever you're going through, and please let us know too. Let us know in the comments,
Yes.
you know, your ideas. Maybe you started a new business. Tag us.
Yes.
We love when people tag us.
Yes.
We have some friends on here that, you know, they're starting a business, a culinary business, you know, and they're cooking,
Mhm.
and they're sharing their gift of cooking with
Mhm.
others. I love those businesses
Oh,
because they
yes.
tag us,
Mhm.
and we get to share it, and we get to see what you guys are up to. We have friends who are event planners. You know, we
Yes.
have friends who do just all sorts of things, and the world is waiting for your gift.
Exactly.
The world is waiting, and we love
Mhm.
to see it. We love to
Oh,
root for you.
yes.
We have friends in photography,
That's
friends
right.
in just we have clay making,
Just
um
woodworking,
yes,
everything.
everything. So we have so many talented people around us, and it's so good to see everyone walk into their passion and walk into their
Mhm.
gift. So please, we encourage you in 2024.
Yes.
This is your year. I know
Exactly.
every year
Yes.
we say that
Yes.
because every year it's true. This is your year. 2024, walk into your gifts,
That's
walk
right.
into your passion, lean on those around you,
Yes.
find a good foundation, a
Yes.
good solid village around
Exactly.
you that builds you up. And if you're looking around and there's no one in your circle or space that builds you up or challenges
Yes.
you for your good and for your betterment, then
You're looking at
We're here.
Here we are. Okay,
Really?
we got you.
Yes.
We got you.
We really do.
We're here to root for you. So please, as we go into the new year, this is the time. Every time we go into new year, it always feels so special because it feels like a blank page.
Yes.
It's a
it
new
does.
start
Yes.
all over again. Whatever you want to be,
Mhm.
whatever you want to do,
Yes.
the ideas that you have. And the good thing is that you don't have to wait for a new year.
That's right.
You don't have to wait for a Monday to start going to the gym.
That's right.
You don't have to. You can start today, right now. You can start as soon as you have the idea and the
Yes.
thought, start it. As soon
Yes,
as you are inspired,
exactly.
begin.
Yes.
And we're here to support you.
Yes.
Thank you, Anna, for that encouragement. To those who are watching on YouTube or our listeners on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, what are your goals? Go ahead and write down 10 goals that
Yes.
you have in mind. Don't put it in your mind,
Yes.
but put it out on paper,
Mhm.
put it on a vision board,
Mhm.
put it on your
Exactly.
phone, make it your screensaver,
Yes.
and look at those goals every single
Yes.
day, and so that you can remind yourself
Exactly.
constantly. So your mind is constantly
Yes.
thinking on those
That's right.
things, on
Yes.
those goals.
Mhm.
So you guys have heard our goals.
Mhm.
Write down yours,
Yes.
put it out, and attack those goals.
Yes.
Exactly. And share it with us. We'd love to know your goals.
Yes.
We'd love to be an encouragement to you. And thank
An
you guys.
accountability
And an
partner.
accountability partner.
Mhm.
And just thank you guys for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you guys for joining us on this episode of
What Anna Said podcast. We wish you all a happy new year.
Bye.